What's up friends, Brian the Geek here, and today I want to talk about an issue that's been going around online a whole bunch, and that is the Grand Inquisitor dead or not? You know, after episode 2 I was like, he's coming back, he ain't dead, and then he seemed to be confirmed dead in today's episode, and it's got a lot of people's feathers ruffled because he should still be alive 5 years later when, you know, Star Wars Rebels happens, because he lives in that series and he dies in that series. And so there's a lot of questions, you know, what's going on? But I have 3 compelling reasons and then kind of a little bonus reason why I believe that the Grand Inquisitor is coming back and is not dead in this show. Reason number 1 is a real world reason, and that is that Rupert Friend, who plays the Grand Inquisitor, is listed as being in episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Kenobi, whereas he's listed in being in 1 and 2, but not episode 3. So that could be an indication that he's going to be coming back in episode 4. The only reason I don't find this 100% compelling is that Benny Safdie, who plays Nari, who was that Jedi in the first episode and got killed, is also listed as being in episodes 4, 5, and 6. So it's possible that when the episode airs, that's going to get corrected, but it's entirely possible that the Grand Inquisitor is gone and he's just listed on 4, 5, and 6 because they're trying to avoid spoilers and whatnot. But I still think it's entirely possible that he will come back because he is listed in episodes 4, 5, and 6. But this is probably the least compelling reason of all the reasons. Number 2 is fairly obvious, and it's that he's not dead in Rebels. And Deborah Chow and Dave Filoni have gone on record in interviews saying that they talked about the Kenobi show. Deborah would call Dave and kind of consult with him about ideas, and killing off the Grand Inquisitor would be a pretty big move, and I'm pretty sure that Dave, as protective as he is of his universe and his continuity, would be like, "Hey Deb, he's still alive in Rebels 5 years later. You can't kill him off. He dies in a completely different way." I find it highly dubious that that would have gotten through Dave Filoni, as well as many other layers of writing, directing, all that. Like, I just find it very dubious that a continuity error that big would get through. Reason number 3 is Star Wars has a very, almost getting ridiculous at this point, history of bringing back characters that we thought were dead and buried. Boba Fett came back out of the Sarlacc pit, even though he seemed dead in Return of the Jedi. I'm aware in Legends he also came back, but for all intents and purposes he could have been well dead after Return of the Jedi. Fennec Shand came back when we thought she was dead in Mando Season 1. We had Cobb Vanth get shot, and we think he's dead, and then poof, he's back in the post-credit sequence of Book of Boba Fett. We had Darth Maul, of all people, Darth Maul, who got chopped in half and fell down an endless pit, should be dead, came back. There is a long history of Star Wars characters who we thought were dead, who we found out were alive. A point being that it's not a far cry to believe that the Grand Inquisitor could be just fine, because many characters, both good and evil, have come back from death, no problem, from much worse injuries than he did. And kind of what I'm calling my bonus point, because it sort of ties into the last one, is that dark side users have an incredible ability to stay alive just using their rage and hate. Maul being a key example. He just simply refused to die and fed on his hate for years until he was kind of restored in the Clone Wars. And I think we absolutely could see something similar from the Grand Inquisitor, who just refuses to die, gets the medical help he needs, and is back to exact his revenge on Reva and try and take out Kenobi and all that good stuff. Quick aside here, since filming this video, Obi-Wan Kenobi writer Joby Harold said in an interview,
"As you know, we would never break canon. So that's all I'll say. Canon is everything."
Is this another possible indicator that the Grand Inquisitor is just fine? I think it is. There's a very good chance that the Grand Inquisitor is coming back and they haven't just made a really, really screwed up continuity error. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, consider subscribing and I'll catch you in the next video.